Hey guys, welcome to Two Dudes Talking. I'm DJ. That's Dustin.
Oh,
We are back with a special episode. Our top five football movies.
I mean, I get
Ever.
15. Hold on, I gotta think of two more. I'm kidding.
Look, super hard to get to five.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
real
don't
tough.
understand.
Really
Try
tough.
sitting down and coming up with just your top five
Of any
Look.
sports movie.
of any sports movie. But
Actually, any
football,
movie genre, period.
I'll start out with my number five.
Okay.
So my number five is the 1974 version of The Longest Yard. Burt Reynolds going to prison, playing football. They tried to remake this with
They did.
Adam Sandler and
Yeah.
failed
Yeah.
because this movie was unique.
Okay.
This movie was gritty and powerful and had comedic moments. It had it all. It still holds up. You don't have to worry about why doesn't he have a cell phone? Because they're all in jail. Burt Reynolds is a giant in this film, and that's why it's my number five.
All right, my number five is Heaven Can Wait, the original, not any of those remakes or redos or whatever with Warren Beatty. It's great. You know, a guy gets killed before his time, and they have to put him back in a body, and they keep putting him in the wrong body, and then in the end, he gets
Like
put
Quantum Leap?
in. Kind of a little bit. It's yeah. Quantum Leap could say it took off that. But look, it's Warren Beatty pretty much at the height of his power. You know, he was a heartthrob at that point.
Power. Was that Madonna Warren Beatty?
No, I think it was before that, truthfully.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
What helped lead him into a Madonna Warren Beatty, right?
probably. I'm pretty sure it was before that. Don't quote me on that. Actually, no, somebody tell me if I'm wrong on that, because I honestly have no idea. It's just so good. It's a great movie. It's a great story. He was brilliant, as always. What's not to like?
My number four is Any Given Sunday.
Okay.
Steamin', Willie Beeman, Oliver Stone, Al Pacino, exploring the darkness of the industry of football. Cameron Diaz as the owner. Yeah, it was Cameron Diaz, the aging quarterback, the new young hotshot quarterback coming in, takes over the reins because the old quarterback gets injured, and all of a sudden the kid performs. The coach who's in conflict with the owner. You really have the story that continues to happen every single football season, based off of an even better book. Definitely worth a watch in my book. Technically, the book is called On Any Given Sunday. The movie is Any Given Sunday.
My number
What's
four,
your
anyway,
number four?
is, I know you like this movie too, is Necessary Roughness.
Yes.
It's so good. It's a comedy.
Sinbad,
Scott Bakula, Kathy Ireland. I mean, it was hilarious. The team
That's
bonding.
Kathy Ireland. Was that peak Kathy Ireland?
I think it was early 90s. Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Jason Bateman was in that movie. The team bonding scenes are great.
That's when Sinbad was a movie star.
I know. And he was hilarious in that movie.
And he was hilarious. You know, I did see Sinbad in a Bed Bath & Beyond up here in the Valley once.
Really?
And he was not very funny.
Yeah.
But we were just standing in line, and he was just buying table trays. So I don't know how funny that could be.
Yeah, I don't think that's funny.
Go to number three. I got The Replacements. I got Falco. One Keanu Reeves. I mean, it's to me, that's an everything movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's got the kicker who smokes. He's from England or whatever. He's got that attitude. It's got the big sumo wrestler for a lineman, which I always thought was kind of ahead of its time, because I'm like, why don't they have more sumo wrestlers as linemen?
That's how those dudes train.
And I was like, wait a minute, shouldn't there be, in theory, more sumo wrestler linemen? That seems to be pretty brilliant. Why don't they have that? But it has all of the stereotypes, right? It has the coach with the Tom Landry hat, and Keanu Reeves, the good-looking starting quarterback that everybody loves, right? And then he falls in love with the head cheerleader. it's got all of it.
Yeah.
I think that's a date night movie for sure. Before
Yeah.
date night movies were really, really popular, but this one is one of them to watch. What's your number three?
The same movie for every reason you just listed, and it had a great story. The comedy elements were great, and also it talked about there being a strike and how it would maybe look if they brought in replacements, and then the
Right.
players that were not the replacements reacting. I thought it was great. You had the love story, you got the football story, and then you have the replacement story going on at the same time. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, great, 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 great movie. Um, let's go to number two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting close here. And to me, this is a razor thin margin. But my number two is Varsity freaking Blues.
So
Varsity
good.
Blues.
So good.
Texas football in all its glory. It is religion there. It is, what God country football. It's all of those things. And it deals with not only high school football, but just also high school life.
Yeah.
Right. It kind of wraps everything up, and the pressures of playing football in a small high school town in Texas, and the pressures, and it's got it all. And look, whipped cream bikini, anyone? I mean, come on. I mean, it's amazing.
Look, I split on one and two because both of them I love, but in this round, I'll say number two is the program. Which,
Ooh.
if you've never seen the program, stop watching after we're done and go watch it. Obviously, it's about it just dealt with everything. It's major pressures of trying to play at a huge university and what they cope with. It dealt with drug use. It dealt with all that stuff. Basically, the Varsity Blues dealt with, truthfully, but at a college level. It's talking about what they do to study or not to study and how that goes. They talk about what they have to deal with practice and on the field and their schedules and just everything. Look, it was great.
Deals with a lot. PEDs.
Way ahead.
Way ahead of its time, and that's a movie. I put that up against Any Given Sunday for sure in terms of the grittiness of the film. Very good movie. Here we go. Number one. And people are going to hate me for this because they're going to go, how in the world?
Oh, they're going to hate me for mine, but whatever.
Could this be your number one?
It's
How in the world?
It's
this
school
isn't,
ties, isn't it?
No, I mean, people are going to say, that's technically a football movie, but it's
I know where
really
you're
not.
I know where you are.
And then I'm going to say it has two actors at their peak.
Yeah, it did. I know where you are.
And it's The Last Boy Scout.
Look, it's a great movie.
My number one, The Last Boy Scout.
It's so good.
Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans.
Yeah. Fantastic movie.
Fantastic movie. And yes, I guess you can consider it a crime drama before a football.
Obviously.
It's not all football all the time like my other four, but this one has all of it too. It's comedy, it's grit. It also deals with drug addiction.
It's great. If you haven't seen it, you should.
And there's twists and turns. So if you haven't seen it, you're gonna watch it and you're gonna be surprised at the end. It's that good of a movie. Take that to the bank. I guarantee you will love The Last Boy Scout.
That's what I was doing.
Yes. What about you? What's your number one?
All right. My number one is very different from yours. North Dallas 40. It's so funny. It's supposed to be the Dallas Cowboys. It's who the team is supposed to be, but obviously they couldn't use them. And it's a comedy and a satire, kind of making fun of it and all this stuff and egos that they have. And I just thought it was a hilarious movie. It was mindless entertainment, and it was quality. I mean, it was hilarious how they spoofed, the coach, the owners, the players, and everything that they go through. And I was like, oh, God, if that was only true, which it probably is. Obviously, we struggled with our list. But, wish we could have done a top 10. Thankfully, we only did a top 5, which made it really difficult. But if you had to add one more, just as an honorable mention, what movie?
Yes. Honorable mention would be Friday Night Lights, Billy Bob Thornton. Again, just like Varsity Blues, dealing with high school problems, God, country, and football in Texas.
Football is God.
And football is God, and football is country. Football is everything there.
Yeah.
And look, look, I'm either going comedy or I'm going grit. Definitely hard to not have that in my top 5, but you can only have 5.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your honorable mention?
I was going to give it to Any Given Sunday, but because you had it in your list, I'm going to change it just to have something different. So I'm going to go with Brian's Song, which is a really great movie. It's really difficult to watch just because of what the subject matter is, but it's fantastic. And unfortunately, we just lost Gail Sayers this year, which is sad. But Brian's Song with Brian Piccolo and Gail Sayers, obviously being portrayed by actors, just that story is great.
Yeah.
If you don't cry or get teary or misty, I don't know if you're human. I don't cry often, but that movie does it. I even thinking about that movie, it's like, it's almost starting. Yeah, it's great. Obviously, it's about 2 Chicago Bears players that form a very, very, very unique bond. And one of them is going through some hard circumstances, if you will. And it's just about the bond that they shared on and off the field, mostly off, and off for the remainder of one's life. I mean, just a great, great story.
No, for sure. Look, that's our list. Top 5 plus 1. If you guys have any additions, any changes, want to debate us, bring it on. This list,
you have to watch all of them first.
You have to watch all of them first and let us
Rudy
know.
Needs to be at the top if you've never seen North Dallas 40.
Screw Rudy. Rudy sucked. Notre Dame sucks.
Well, here's the thing I'll say about Rudy.
With that movie.
Here's the thing I will say about Rudy. I enjoyed the movie as a movie. I didn't enjoy the inspired by true events. What happened, like even Joe Montana and teammates came out and said, that never happened, that never happened, that never happened. It was like, oh, you just busted the movie.
Yeah.
It's like Remember the Titans. Great movie. But if you actually look at what the facts of it were, the coach was already there. He already had players X, Y, and Z, whoever it was. I don't remember the names off the top of my head. It's like, well, there's so many facts wrong that it kind of blows the movie itself, even though the story of what happened in reality is great.
So many other movies aside from that you need to watch anyway. So Rudy shouldn't even be on your list. Yeah, exactly. Go watch all of them. Let us know in the comments. But also subscribe, like us, whatever. Do whatever you need.
Bring the hate to him, wherever he is.
Bring the hate to me, because I'll debate you all day long. My number 1 is the best number 1 in all of sports. But anyway, I'm DJ. That's Dustin.
Really invited.
We're going to keep breaking down other movies. We're going to have other lists. Let us know if you have a list that we want us to break down. We got you. Peace. We out.